This is Karen with newclevelandradio.net, and it's time for What in the World with Paul Sieber and his sidekick, John Donalo. And I know we were off last week, everybody. I know you missed us terribly, but hopefully you were streaming some of our other shows from the past, because we have a lot of shows from the past. Now, I just want to remind all of you that we are part of the Cleveland News. Oh boy, I just like went, where did I go? Cleveland 13 News family. And we are being sponsored by the Beer Belly Deli in Northfield, Ohio, and Bigfoot Landscaping in Oakwood Village. That's what we do. Yes, thank you showing us the cup. We appreciate it. We got T-shirts and cups and hats from Bigfoot Landscaping. We probably should be wearing our shirts, but we're not today. But in the meantime, Paul's had 2 weeks to prepare for today's show. So it's going to be ginormous, right? Okay.
Yeah, yes.
So tell us what we're going to talk about today.
Holy smoke, the pressure's on, Karen. Thank you so much for that great introduction. Hey, yeah, it's me, Paul Siebert, host of What in the World, everybody's favorite weird news podcast. Real news, sometimes weird, always funny. That's our motto. We're normally here every week on on all kind of, but we're on YouTube. We're on all your favorite podcasting platform. We're at Cleveland 13 News. Did I say YouTube? We're on YouTube, and most importantly, we're at newclevelandradio.com. That's our primary platform.
.net.
.net. Newclevelandradio.net. We'll edit that other part out later. Newclevelandradio.net. Where you find out all about all of us and all of the other great podcasts that Karen Hale produces. Check all those out as well. All the links to us, links. You Google us. You know, I always tell people the best thing to do, especially me. Now, Google my name, although be careful because there are a few rabbit holes that may lead you down. But in general, it takes you to places like my website, paulseaburn.com. And it will take you to Facebook, all of our links on Facebook. So check us out, please. I mentioned Karen Hale. Karen is our announcer. Are you an announcer? I don't know if I would consider you to be
I'm an announcer. I'm a producer. I'm a voice.
Yeah, there you go. The all-around go-to person. I call her our media mogul. She produces a lot of great podcasts besides our own. So check out newclevelandradio.net, where you'll also get information on Yes I Can Coaching with Karen, which is our other sponsor. So please check all of that out. Every week. Check it out every day. There's always new stuff over there every day. The other voice you heard in your other ear is our co-host, the host of What in the World of Sports with John Donalo. Yeah, that's his name, John Donalo. Hey, John, how you doing?
Hey, Paul, Karen, and audience. I'm doing great. It's Tuesday in Cleveland. It's hot outside, but cool inside, and got a great show for everyone today.
We have we've been off during some of the most oppressive heat in recent days, in recent years. Not only in Cleveland but also around the world, around the country. It's affecting the World Cup games and all that. So we hope that you're staying cool wherever you might be, and we want to thank you for listening to us on whatever platform you're listening to us. And we know why you tuned in. You tuned in because you want to hear real news, sometimes weird, always funny. All of our news is real as you can get off the internet. There's no business news, no bad news, certainly no politics, no religion, none of that controversial stuff. We stick with the strange, the unusual, and most importantly, the funny that we find on the internet. The three of us get together and we talk about the stories, we laugh. We hope that you do the same thing. That's our mission. That's our goal. That's the reason why we do What in the World every week. They bring you an hour's worth of fun and laughter, help you forget whatever else is going on in your life, and enjoy yourself. So let's get started doing that so you can start having a good time. What do we got going on here? Let's see. Oh, a pen I think this is from Iraq, a pen that you would not want to get for a graduation present. We'll talk about that in a second. The history of robot toilet bowl cleaners. I bet you didn't even know that there were robot toilet cleaners and that they had a history. Yeah, that's why you
didn't even know it's a subject.
Great local story. Bears are visiting Cleveland, and not the Chicago kind either. So this is a fun one. A car that's painful to sit in. Why would anybody buy a car like that? We'll find out. Music to celebrate birthdays by. John, there's trivia in here, so be ready.
I will be. Okay, thanks.
There you go. And a reason why your birthday may be going up in flames. The history of birthdays going up in flames. So some more history on this show. We'll be cooling off with the world's worst ice cream flavors. Plus, we got some more odd news. We've got world records. We've got trivia. John's got a very interesting sports story for us this week. So be sure you tune in to the second half of the show for that. And then, of course, before we leave, we always play everybody's favorite weird news game, Bluff the Co-host. So let's get right to it with our first story here. While I'm jibber-jabbing there a second, let me get our logo up here. There we go. Okay, I got to adjust my screen so I can see what the heck I'm looking at. There's our logo again. Let's see. What do we got here for you to look at? On YouTube, you've got my book, also another sponsor of ours. What Would You Say to a Naked Space Alien? Now available on Amazon. A collection of my favorite, strange, funny alien encounter stories from around the world. Just check it out. It's a lot of fun. It's on Amazon.com. You can also find a link on my website, paulseaburn.com. I think I have a link on my Facebook page as well. There's links all over the place. Every link but the missing link. Okay, so we've been off 2 weeks, and it took me a little while to get started. Luckily, I have cans and cans of the Cleveland's favorite energy drink. Do you know what that is?
No.
I do not.
It's not Stroh's, John. It is 100% Kibasi energy drink. That's right. Made with 100% real Kibasi plus the juice from when your mom boiled the Kibasi so that you could eat it. Poured directly into the can with, I think, let me see, is there ground up Kibasi in here? I'm not really sure. Very tasty stuff. Get some today at your favorite Polish delicatessen in Cleveland or around the world. You can't get it.
I'm flabbergasted. I don't even know what to say about this.
I didn't think so. That's why I figured I better fill it in because everybody else is flabbergasted too. This is from my good friends at Polish News T-shirts and Gifts. They come up with great funny stuff they know how to use artificial intelligence better than any I know. So that is, unfortunately, that is AI generated. But boy, I wish I had a cold can of Kibasi energy drink right now. So let's get right to the first story here. Some of us, and by some of us, I mean at least the three of us and many of our listeners, are old enough that we still write things down with a pen. I think I have a pen here somewhere. Yeah, I have a pen right here. But all of us, I would say, when we graduated, maybe from high school, certainly from high school, possibly from college, received a pen set. And we're going to talk about pen sets in a minute. This pen that I'm about to talk about, I'm not sure you want to see the entire pen set. So this comes from Iraq. The guy's name is Yaha Hamdan, and he has created the world's largest ballpoint pen.
Oh my gosh.
How about that, Karen? 21 feet, 7.5 inches long, 207 pounds it weighs. It actually writes, I don't know if it clicks how the ballpoint point comes out, but it actually does write like a normal ballpoint pen. To give you some idea how big that is, that 21-foot ballpoint pen, it leaked and ruined over 100 white shirts. So
yes, I remember back in the day that used to happen.
That's a big pen. That's right. That's why we wore pocket protectors.
What do you need such a big pen for?
Well, to get the world record and to get mentioned on What in the World, of course, Karen.
That's right.
he said it works like a real pen, and it really does work like a real pen. He was using it to fill out his Guinness World Record paperwork, and it ran out of ink, just like a regular ballpoint pen would. Uh, he had originally he had originally planned to build the world's largest Bic pen, the Bic pen, but he was afraid that someone would choke trying to chew on the top like people used to do on Bic pen.
You're right. Yep.
I don't know if they still do that. I looked to make sure they still sell those clear Bic pens. I don't have one, but that was a big thing when we were going to school. Nervous. Before they had Adderall and all those pharmaceuticals for poor little kids, they chewed on their Bic pen. That was what they did. You know where he keeps it, John?
What now?
Where does he keep the world's largest pen?
Yeah, where does he keep and by the same token, like, can he manipulate that pen himself, or does he need
it really works. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know that you can see the picture on his right shoulder. That would be his left shoulder. It looked like it's a twist thing, so you have to twist the point out. I think that's it. Yeah, wow. But he keeps the world's largest pen. Where else? In the world's largest junk drawer. I almost said drunk drawer, which I don't know what that is. Maybe it means something in Iraqi, but
that could be a play on words, But
it could be. That's right. So, believe it or not, he's working on the world's largest mechanical pencil, which he hopes to give the whole set to his son when his son graduates. So
he'll be the only kid that has that.
I think anyway. So, John.
I would say so, right?
So I've been to a number of high school graduations recently. I did not see a single graduate getting a ballpoint pen and pencil set. Now, I have, the pen set that we used to get when I graduated from high school was what, John? Do you remember the brand name?
Shoot.
I bet you got one.
No, well, I know Justin's did the high school ring.
Which one, Karen?
Papermate.
Yeah, what kind?
Papermate.
Papermate. That's a good guess. The one, if you were really, if your parents made big money at the auto plant, they got you a cross pen.
Oh yeah.
Oh, cross pen, of course, sure.
Remember those? Sure. Yeah. Oh yeah,
the cross pen. Yeah, for sure.
Well, wow. You probably got some of those when you went into business. Those were given out as prizes.
As gifts, right? No, they were very very prevalent. The cross pen, absolutely.
Oh yeah. So those were the AT Cross was the name of the guy who came up with the company and perfected those things. In Providence, Rhode Island, back in 1846. So cross pens have been around that long. They're still in business, one of the world's largest pen manufacturers. They supply pens to the White House. I did not know this, but since Gerald Ford, they have been supplying pens to the White House for signing things, but also just to be used as gifts. So all of the presidents have given them away as gifts. Our current president, as if you've watched him sign things, uses a marker rather than a cross pen. Many of the other ones have used cross pens. So they also now, you would think since nobody gets them for graduation anymore that they'd be going bankrupt. But they also sell wristwatches, cufflinks, desk accessories, and leather goods such as pen cases and leather portfolios, that you put your legal pad in.
Yeah.
So right. That's right.
If nobody's buying pens, why do they need a leather case to put their pens in or a leather portfolio to write in? Because they're not. They're talking into their phones. We all know that.
Right, exactly. Yeah, they're just not useful anymore. Or, there's other ways to obviously record things or jot things down or have a note of it. So yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
You're right, John. You would think that the cross pen company would not be doing very well. I checked their business portfolio and they're actually doing well. So I don't,
well, there's a market for everything, Paul.
Either that or they're money laundering. That's what they're doing, John. They're laundering.
That's a possibility also.
Okay, so let's go from an old product to a new product corner. That's what we call this here. So there's a Chinese company that it's called Yuban, Yueban, Yuban. They unveiled a new robot, cost $13,000, so it better do something good, and this one does. This is the world's first autonomous robotic toilet that you call, I guess it has a name, like toilet, and you and it comes to you. And if there's obstacles in the room, it maneuvers around the obstacles. It comes to you, you use it, you close the lid, you say go back, and it goes back to its docking station and cleans itself. Is that worth $13,000 to you?
No.
I don't know. That goes from the sublime to the ridiculous, if you ask me. I mean,
this is the kind of job that a robot gets when they flunk out of AI school. Whoa.
Hey, that's got to be
Flunky
something
robot.
like that, Paul.
Yeah,
something like that. Sure.
Yeah, you guys, you're going to Microsoft, you're going to Roomba, you're going to be a toilet.
Oh my! Oh my gosh! Wow.
So to clean itself, I know you want to know more about this, don't you?
Sure. Yes.
To clean itself, the robot goes to the docking station. It prepare yourself, Karen. It grinds up the contents, then it flushes them down the drain. There's a drain behind it. Then it uses pressurized water jets and a UV light to sanitize the bowl and the seat. I want to know what these people are eating that they need that kind of cleaning after every use. But apparently, the Chinese, it's a big deal in China, and that that explains to me why it costs $13,000, and that's without calling the plumber to come in and install it.
Yeah, there's all different things to think of with this story. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I've had a Roomba. I know Karen has had a number of robotic vacuum cleaners. I could never get a Roomba to clean a toilet.
No.
Even if you try to pick it up and shove it in a bowl, it probably has a secret arm that comes out and I'm doing that.
Wow.
And then I look to see if the Roomba people are working on like a flush bot, a robot that really does clean the toilet, and they're not. However, there's a company that is, and that company name is Goodell. Yes, Giddel, the Goodell Toilet Cleaning Robot, on sale on the internet for the low price of $450, $449.99, $450. It attaches to the back of your toilet. It has a brush on the front. Somehow you program it. It swirls around. It uses the water. It shoots out soap and all that kind of stuff. Rinses it down. When you're done, you pull that thing out of the toilet seat and you put it in the corner where they've got to stand.
Now, wait a second. There's almost as much work using that as a toilet brush.
I know.
Well, hey, these are supposedly new modern conveniences that make life easier and make life better, right? I mean,
no.
I don't know
it's a sign
about
that you have too much money, that you have a
Yeah, that's true. Exactly. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, why don't you just buy one of those smart toilets, not the one you were talking about, but there is an ultraviolet smart toilet.
Well, okay, so that sanitizes it, but it doesn't swish the water around.
Oh.
You need something to swish the water around, Karen.
Okay.
That's so, and it has a 1-year limited warranty. I think depending on what you eat, that you may violate the warranty. So you
a lot of contingencies involved with this one.
You want to read the fine print very carefully.
Okay.
Oh, for sure.
So the history of robotic cleaners goes way back. I bet you didn't realize this, but back to the days when we were kids. And you probably don't remember this, but you will as soon as I mention his name. The original robotic toilet bowl cleaner is a guy by the name of the Tidy Bowl Man.
Oh, yeah. How could you forget the Tidy Bowl Man? If you were, again, an older person, you saw those commercials a lot on TV.
Oh, the 1970s, they started in the late 1960s, 1970s. Tidy Bowl, for those of you who are too young to know, was a toilet bowl cleaner that was blue, basically blue sanitizing liquid, probably alcohol, that you hung in your toilet and it slowly but surely leaked out. And you thought your toilet was clean because it wasn't clear, it was blue. But the commercials were worth it because the commercials were this guy dressed like he was a yacht captain in a little rowboat. And everybody, all us little kids thought, Mom, you got to get us some toilet bowl, tidy bowl, so we can see the little man swim around
Yeah.
in the toilet.
So my
Turtleneck.
question is this: let me interject. Is there one person that was actually the actor who played the Tidy Bowl Man, or were there several of them?
No, there was one guy. There was one guy who was the tidy bowl man from the beginning to the end, because apparently because the jacket fit him. So the jacket and the hat, and the
I see
the
that. Yeah, sure.
turtleneck. Yeah, so he couldn't gain any weight. The so I think I'm gonna do a movie. It's gonna be my new movie based on this story, the robot toilet. It's gonna be called the porta potty that cleaned Cleveland. Yeah, just put it
Ouch.
in the lake. We'll put it in the lake maybe. Okay, speaking of Cleveland, it's time for some Cleveland news. How's that for a segue, everybody?
Sounds
Um,
good. Let's hear it.
we are on a bear watch in Cleveland, Ohio. If you haven't heard it, if you're one of our Cleveland listeners, get ready because there could be a bear coming to your neighborhood, and I mean a real live bear. This bears are not native to Cleveland, although my high school mascot, Padua Franciscan High School, our mascot was the Bruins, which is the high class name for bears. So that even though we called ourselves the Bruins, there are no Bruins native to the Cleveland area. John, on the other hand, for those of you who remember and are fans of John, his high school, Holy Name High School, their mascot was what, John?
Was the Green Wave?
The Green Wave. Are there any Green Waves in Cleveland?
No, there is not. But I have even an update for you.
Okay.
At one point, the Green Wave mascot became, or was there was a notation of Dave the Green Wave. And I don't know if that mascot is still at sporting events or not, but that was a number of years ago. But
What did he
yeah,
have? Wavy hair, wavy green hair,
well, he had like a green outfit on, right? He had a
green
green
eye?
outfit, right? And I think was the subject of a lot of conversation.
Oh, certainly, yeah. If he was a student, he probably got shoved in the locker occasionally too.
Yeah, he probably did get beat up a bit, but yeah, you would
Oh,
think. I don't know
anyway,
anything about that though. I would,
okay,
and
all
even if
right.
I
No,
did, I would
but
discount it. But
everybody
that's
wants
okay.
to know about the bear alert, so let's get right to it. So
Sure.
this started in Pepper Pike. Pepper Pike, nice suburb of Cleveland, Ohio, a little upscale suburb. Started, I think, last weekend. A bear was seen. This is the bear right there. It was on one of those doorbell cameras. That's the picture right there, in Pepper Pike. Um, the Now Pepper Pike. Do you know where the city of Pepper Pike got its name? Either one of you or anybody out there? Just
No, I
yell.
do not. I know it's it's somewhat exclusive area, but right.
Yeah.
I know it's off of I-271 in the eastern suburbs, but I do not know the origin by any means.
Well, believe it or not, the people in Pepper Pike don't know the origin either. There's a couple of accepted theories. One of them is that it was named for a famous road that a family called the Peppers lived on. So, and the road was the Turnpike. So they called it
Oh,
the
okay.
Pike. Now, Pepper Pike, by the way, is nowhere near the Turnpike. So I'm not. I see that's
It is not. No, it is not.
I kind of lose it on that one. The So my theory is that it was named for a famous for a different road that was used to bring spices from the East Coast to make kielbasa. Now, pepper, right? The Pepper Pike. I'm going with that one.
Okay, I got you.
So it could be based on a Native American word. You know, we had a lot of Native Americans in our area, so it could be a Native American word that means walks with nose in air.
Wow.
Which they relate to the people in Pepper Pike.
Oh, well,
Now,
that's a funny point, Paul, that you just
you
made.
Pepper Pike people, before you start sending me nasty emails, there's a magazine, the World Book of Facts, about publication in 2000, named Pepper Pike as one of the strangest city names in the world. Okay, so it's not just me; it's the World Book of Facts. Let's move on to the bear. So,
You got some backing there, Paul.
Let
You
me
got some
just
backing.
say, Rich
yes.
grew up in Pepper Pike.
Well, you know who else grew up in Pepper Pike? Another celebrity besides Karen's husband was George Stephanopoulos.
Oh,
I
okay.
did not know that, George
I didn't know that
Stephanopoulos.
either. I knew he was from Cleveland area, but I never knew that. Wow.
Well, you know what else, John? He graduated from Orange High School. Do you know what the mascot of Orange High School is?
You know,
A
I did
bear.
it one time. Yeah, right.
What was
Karen, I
that,
think you got
Karen?
it.
Yeah, it's a bear.
No.
Oh, it's a lion. It's a
It's the
lion.
Lions.
Yes, yes, yeah.
And okay, you can make it up. Here's your follow-up question. You can make up 50% of your points here. Are there any lions in Pepper Pike?
No.
No. There you go. You got half your points back. Okay, so the Pepper Pike
Oh,
Police Department. I know we're getting to the story, people. The Pepper Pike Police Department posted a video of the bear walking around the neighborhood. Looked like he was about to take a shot at that basketball hoop there. Now
that's
there's a
quite a
law.
photo.
Yeah, they were actually going to go after this bear. There's a law in Pepper Pike: no shirt, no shoes, no walking around Pepper Pike. So, and this particular bear had no shirt or no shoes, no pants either. But that's a different law. So the police said, please do not feed the bear. Now, the bear decided not to stick around in Pepper Pike anyways. I mean, what kind of food are you going to get in Pepper Pike? Kale and quinoa salad. That's what you're going to get.
Well, people are eating healthy there. You can't fault them for that.
Yeah. So where did he go? He went to Garfield Heights. Now, much better place for a bear. There's a picture of a bear, the same.
Wow.
I think it might be the same bear, but another bear in Garfield Heights, again on one of those doorbell cameras. They think that so the police told them that please treat this bear nicely because he's smart enough to know to leave Pepper Pike and come to Garfield Heights. So
Oh,
I agree, right? So wildlife
man.
officials, they said that they think it's a young male because it was seen in downtown Pepper Pike after hours peeking into a Victoria's Secret store. So, you know,
Oh my gosh.
now,
What a
John,
story. What a
I think
story.
this is an Ohio bear. This is an Ohio bear because it was seen eating in the garbage behind a kielbasa butcher shop. And then it found a car with a Steelers bumper sticker and proceeded to scratch up the door. So
Well,
oh,
hey, staying loyal to his roots, right? Or
you better
staying
believe
loyal
it.
to the
That's right.
area. Sure.
So
There you
I
go.
mentioned this to our friend Les. John and I went to college with Les. He's our fraternity brother. He's also Polish and grew up in Garfield Heights. So he says it's got to be a Polish bear. He says the name was probably Stash Bearski. And if it's not, that's what we should call him. So now,
Oh,
before you feel better because it's in Garfield Heights, this bear, if it's the same bear, is on the move, and it was next seen on this doorbell camera along Shaft Road in Brooklyn Heights, Ohio.
wow.
That is not very far from here. That is right off Interstate 480, right before the State Road exit. I think it's the Tuxedo Road exit. Brooklyn Heights, Ohio. There's the bear. So they're not sure. They think that it might be multiple bears because, again, they said in Brooklyn Heights, no bear from Pepper Pike would ever come to the west side. So
a come down for that bear. Right.
exactly. So, but they're not sure if it, they said it's definitely not a Cleveland bear because, again, you can see it. It doesn't have Bermuda shorts on or flip-flops.
Got it. Yep.
And
That's a dead giveaway. That's a
That's right.
dead
And it
giveaway,
also doesn't
right?
have a brown shirt with the name Miles Garrett crossed out.
Oh
Nice.
Pure.
well,
Oh,
yeah, sure.
Now,
That's a true statistic there, right?
that's right. Here's where it's heading, John. It's on its way to Parma. It's on its way to Parma. So there's a big alert in Parma. Watch out for this bear. Bring in your pet. Bring in your chickens. Bring in your kielbasi smokers if you've got them out.
yeah.
There's there's a bear loose in
Right.
there, a bear loose in Parma.
Wow.
Believe it or not, I am not kidding. That is real news right there. The one thing we do know, Karen, this was definitely not Bigfoot. Why? It's not wearing a Mahoning Valley Scrappers t-shirt.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Yep.
That's right. Which would be the Grassman. I'm sorry, the
Yep.
Oh boy, that 2 weeks off really did a number on my vocabulary here. Mahoning Valley Grassman. There we go. Okay, a couple of car stories here. Let's move on from animals to cars. So this is the car that you don't want to sit in. Here's the reason why you don't want to sit in it. It's made out of Legos. There's a picture of it right there. Now this is
Oh
a very
wow.
sporty
Wow.
car, yeah. So the
Really?
engineers at Lego used 328,000 special Lego blocks. They come from this Lego Technic line, which allows you to make this weird stuff that
Wow.
never lets you use. Yeah, it's a Koenigsegg Sedan sports car. Koenigsegg is a huge maker. I'll show you a picture of the real thing in a minute. Huge maker of really high scale sports cars in Europe. The test driver got it up to, get ready for this, the Lego car, 69 miles an hour. Not, you know,
Oh,
not good for an Indy car, but not bad for a Lego car.
I would say for a Lego car, it seems to be right.
Well, I'll tell you what, John, 69 miles per hour sounds fast. It's still not as fast as I can throw a Lego block after I step on one. Much
Oh,
faster.
yeah,
Right?
they're painful. They're very
Oh,
painful.
it is, yeah.
Yeah.
So they call this a hyper car. And whenever I see Legos, I get hyper again because I imagine myself stepping on it. Um, the entire car, the Lego car, weighs 4,000 pounds. That's including the frame and the electric engine.
Wow.
Small electric motor. So this is for you, John, when you drive one of these, you have to make your own zoom zoom sound.
wow.
Well, it kind of comes with the territory, I guess.
Yeah. So here's one up next to the car that it was modeled after. A beautiful, absolutely gorgeous sports car.
Mhm.
The
Yeah, very nice.
took them over 9,000 hours to put this thing together, and that includes that's man hours, of course. That includes over 1,000 hours just standing in line in Walmart waiting to buy more blocks. So long time to build this
Yeah.
thing. If you want
Wow.
the Lego car is not for sale. If you want to buy the hypercar, and John, I know you're already checking your checkbook. A new Koenigsegg car costs between 1.7 million and 5.5 million.
What?
Yeah,
Wow.
they cost. Yeah, it's like it's I don't know how fast it goes, like 10,000 miles an hour a month to spend that kind of money.
Some
Wow.
ungodly number. Some
Yeah.
ungodly number there. Wow.
Honest to
Okay.
God, yeah, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Although that's about your hospital bill if you step on a Lego and fall and
Yeah,
crack your
yeah.
skull open.
Oh well.
If you look at the bill,
Uh,
I think you'll end up
you
being
take the good
charged.
with the bad, Paul, Karen audience. Take the good with the bad. That's what I say.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I have another picture of that car here. It's really, there's the Lego car on a racetrack going 69
Okay.
an hour. Yeah. And here
Wow.
is a red version of that car. It's really a beautiful car.
That's a sharp
Wow.
looking car, obviously.
Yeah, very,
Yeah.
very stunning car. Yeah.
Yeah.
You won't see one of those in Cleveland. It's way too low for our pothole
Yeah.
Oh
street.
yes. Oh wow.
Anyways, okay, another car story. So this guy's name is John Stevenson. He's 50 years old. He's a bare knuckle boxer. He's a stunt man and he's a strong man. He lives in the UK. He just set a world record. He used his teeth to pull a police car,
Oh my.
not a Lego police car, a real police car. He pulled it for 50 meters. If that's not hard enough, he did it while his shirt was on fire. There he
Oh,
pulling the car. You could there
What
is
in the world? You can see anything. Oh my gosh, look at this. Wow.
the
don't
police
try this at
officer.
home.
He interviewed the police officer, and he says, I just stopped him and I asked him to walk a straight line and say the alphabet, and instead he does this. I don't know what the deal is.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
My theory, it's so hot in England, he thought that lighting his shirt on fire would be cooler than taking his shirt off in the
Whoa.
British. Yeah, yeah. The and this guy, so here he is, he's pulling a police car with his teeth while he's on fire, and his dentist says, and yet he still asks for Novocaine when I do his teeth. You know,
Oh my.
what kind of guy is this? Um, I've never been bored enough to think, you know what I want to do? I want to pull a police car with my teeth while I'm set on fire.
No,
I don't know about you, John. Would you do
No,
that?
no, but Paul, just for my own understanding here. So is this a world record that he has now?
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Oh,
He
okay,
now owns
he's accomplished that. So he's got that going for himself.
yeah, well, and he's been mentioned on What in the World, so he's got two things going
Well, he's
for him.
got some kind
yeah.
of visibility
About
then,
that,
right?
yeah.
Sure, sure. Oh
So
my gosh.
so I don't like I'm not into fire anymore. I don't even like blowing the candles out on my cake. Not because there's too many of them.
In recognition, in
I
recognition.
I wondered though, I was thinking about that. Whose idea was it to put candles on a cake and light them for someone's birthday? You got any idea, John?
I think if I'm not mistaken, this goes back not it could be ancient times, but I thought it's just a really long tradition. Or was it something that was originated in Europe? I really don't know.
It was originated in Europe. It goes back to ancient times. I'll give you a hint with this picture here. It was originated in ancient Greece, even though those are Roman numeral candles on that
Oh,
cake.
that's a good one. All right.
Yeah, this is supposed to represent ancient Greece. The ancient Greeks came up with the idea. Uh, worshippers of the god, what's his name? Artemis. Artemis is the god's name. They
Okay.
would bake round, moon-shaped honey cakes, and then they'd put lit candles on them to mimic the moon. So it was supposed to look like the moon, and that
Oh,
paid tribute to Artemis, who was the goddess of the hunt and the moon.
okay.
So
Right. Okay.
that's the
Wow.
reasoning behind it. The smoke from the candles was supposed to carry their prayers up to Artemis. Um,
Well,
I,
I mean, that's hopeful. That's
so
hopeful. Oh my
that's right.
Lord.
It is hopeful. You're right. I'll buy that. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Oh, I love this story. This was a very popular story on Facebook. By the way, if you follow me on Facebook, even if you don't, if you just go diving into Facebook, look me up. I like to test out some of these stories on Facebook in the week before, so you can get a heads up. This one was very popular on Facebook. So the original Captain Kirk on Star Trek, that would be William Shatner, who is this is my segue from the birthdays. 95 years old. He just turned 95. Looks really good for 95. There's a picture of William Shatner right there. He just recorded. Not only is he 95, and he has a TV show, and I think he has a podcast. He also recorded a heavy metal album.
wow.
I had
Yeah,
heard this before, I think, but yeah, I think I've
yeah.
heard
He's
this.
he's got some all-star metal musicians that joined in with him, and
Okay.
he enjoyed it so much that he's working on a live concert to celebrate the release of the CD. So we've talked about him recording it. Now he's
Yes.
actually do a
Yes, we
concert.
did.
Yeah, playing. I don't know. I think he just sings along with all these heavy metal, big time names in the heavy metal world. If I've heard William Shatner sing, if this doesn't rise bring Ozzy Osbourne back from the dead to shut him up. I don't know what will.
Oh my! Wow.
So I was trying to think of a name for this band. He doesn't have a name for the band yet. So I mean, again, I've heard Shatner sing. I was thinking of Blah Sabbath, or maybe another heavy metal. Iron Rusty Maiden would be another good one, or Metallica. That's for you.
You got some good ones there, Paul.
Yeah. So he's hoping. Shatner, he says he's hoping that fronting a heavy metal band will help him pick up some more chicks at the senior center. I don't know what 94-year-old chick still listening, impressed with a heavy metal singer. Good luck, Bill. So Shatner's a long time. He's been recording for years and years and years. He's always wanted to be a musician. On the Star Trek set, when he started singing, they said that what's his name, Mr. Spock, Leonard Nimoy, he would fold his ears into his ears, his Spock ears into his real ears, so he didn't have to listen to him. Scotty, on the other hand, Scotty would get drunk and sing along. So, yeah.
Oh wow.
So, 95. Would you say that is the oldest performing rock musician working today? What do you think?
Yes, I would say yes. And again, you're saying, but your caveat is that he's not playing an instrument; he's just basically singing, right?
He's singing. Okay, he is singing. Yeah. All right.
But he's still entertaining. He's an artist, right? He's an artist.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, okay. So here's some trivia for you, John. Get your trivia hat on.
Okay.
Looked up some older musician to see if anybody's close to 85. Keith Richards. How old do you think he is?
82 or 83.
82. Very good. They just released a new album called Foreign Tongues. I went to a deli in Parma while I was down there, and I had a foreign tongue sandwich, which is in honor of Keith, of course.
Oh,
Ringo
boy.
Starr. How old do you think Ringo Starr is?
Ringo is going to be 81.
81. He's 86 years old.
Yeah, that's what I
86.
thought. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
He's still, he holds up two fingers and he says peace and love, which for Ringo, love nowadays really means bring me 2 of those blue pills.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I would think so.
He's coming out with a new song. It's called "I Stand Up with a Little Help from My Friends."
Oh, got the
there we
horn
go.
out for
Yeah, that
one.
deserves
That's
the horn.
horn worthy right there. That's for sure.
There you go. Okay, I'll give you a hint. This one is getting close. Petula Clark.
Oh man, 84.
93.
93 for Petula Clark. Wow.
Yeah. She sang in public 2 years ago. I don't know if she still is, but she sang in public 2 years ago. Amazing. On a BBC show. Wow. She was she had what was her big hit, Downtown. Rumor has it she was planning a visit to New York, and she recorded a new song from New York called "Don't Pee in the Subway, Darling."
Wow. That's a
Willie
horn
Nelson.
Too, Paul. That's a horn. Come on. Bring it on.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'll horn you while you're thinking. Willie Nelson. How old's Willie Nelson?
Oh, good one. Willie's 88.
Karen?
I'm going to say 78.
Willie Nelson? Willie Nelson's 93 years old.
93. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. He's not the redheaded stranger anymore. He's more like the bald-headed stranger.
Yeah.
He's going back. He's going on tour. He's got a new song. I Fell Down on the Road Again.
That's not too bad, Paul. I don't think that one is horn worthy. It's not too bad.
He doesn't sing. He doesn't sing To All the Girls I've Loved Before anymore because it takes an hour to name all of them. That's how.
Yeah, right. He's a popular guy. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Do I have one more? Yeah, one more. Smokey Robinson.
Smokey's 90.
90. Yeah. Close. 86.
86.
Yeah. That's a miracle. It's a miracle for him to be 86.
Oh, sure. Oh, jeez. Got that one by me.
His first hit was about the world's first dating service. Remember that? It was called Shop Around. Right?
Oh,
You could
Better shop
infer that
around.
as you could
How
infer that as
about
a
that?
dating service, but
Okay, one more
okay,
musical item for John
sure,
here. Now I
okay,
know John. I've known John for a long time. John loves songs about yodeling, especially songs with yodeling in them. And you're going to disagree with me, John, but I know you are a big fan of Roy Rogers. You know, we used to watch Roy Rogers when we were kids, the yodeling cowboy.
yes,
Remember? Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
I do.
Then of course Slim Whitman. You know, I know you were a fan of Slim
Well,
Whitman.
Slim Whitman was on Cleveland television.
He
He was
was.
on Cleveland television for commercials, I thought. More
Yeah.
commercials?
Yeah.
Okay, so oh yeah, for sure.
There's a
Kind of a
picture. Yeah.
catchy name. There he is. There's Slim. Oh yeah.
Promoting his greatest hits. There he is, Slim Whitman. So believe it or not, I know both of you and many of you out there will remember when I say them. If I ask you name a rock song that has yodeling in it, you probably can't name one. I'll try, John. Do you know one with yodeling?
Yes, I do, as a matter of fact.
Okay,
And the name of
which
the
one is it?
song is Hocus Pocus by Focus.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's a nice, good, obscure one. I like that. Hocus Pocus. I don't have that one on my list, but I know that it was on the list. Here's one that I really enjoyed, and this is for Cleveland. 5 o'clock World. Okay, 5 o'clock World. During at the end of the chorus, the singer does some yodeling. Uh, that was by the Vogues, and that was one of the theme songs for the Drew Carey show when the Drew Carey show was
Oh,
on.
I remember that now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Sure.
Now, I love this. It was not the song that Drew Carey used was not the Vogue's version. Instead, it was by a cover band with the greatest name in the world for a cover band or a band in general. It's called Bowling for Soup. Bowling, the name of the band, which I they and it was on an album. They put out one album. The album was called Drunk Enough to Dance, which I think that's kind of like the theme of our college days, John. Drunk
I was
enough
going
to
to
dance.
say that could be like a kind of a mantra, if you ask me. More of a mantra than that. I
Now,
mean, sure.
the other
Yeah.
song is one that everybody will say, "Oh," as soon as I say it with yodeling in it, and that is "The Lion Sleeps Tonight."
Sure. Of
yep.
course.
Of course, that's right. Everybody remembers all the yodeling chorus there, uh, sung by the Tokens in 1961. Anyway, so yodeling is still a big thing. Maybe not in the United States, but in Switzerland. Uh, it's so hot in Europe. There's a yodeling festival going on, and in Switzerland, it's in Switzerland. Uh, the yodelers were forced to cool off by rehearsing while sitting in a fountain. Here's a picture of them sitting in a fountain. This is a group of yodelers here. Yeah, no, this is for real. That's a group of yodelers in Switzerland cooling off and rehearsing. Uh, I think this is the Jewish yodeling group, Karen, because they called themselves Three Cohens in the Fountain. Uh,
I
Oh,
see they have I see they have adult beverages too. Is that correct? Is that what that
yes,
is?
they
Or
do
is it
have adult. Of
adult
course, they're
beverages? Okay.
yodelers, John. That's why
Okay.
you. That's why you become a yodeler for the adult beverages.
Okay. All right. Okay. Good. Good.
You know, I think we saw Fountain of Yodelers open for Fountains of Wayne and Pete Fountain.
Oh,
Interesting bill.
Pete Fountain. Pete Fountain. Way back from was the relative named Wayne also? I mean, I know Pete Fountain, but Wayne Fountain. Is that what you
Wayne
mentioned?
Fountain. No, that was Wayne Fontaine or Wayne
Wayne
Fontana.
Fontaine. Okay. All right. There you
Fontana.
go.
Yeah, yeah, a
Okay. Good.
remote cousin
Thank you.
of Pete
I
Fountain.
stand corrected.
Now, I've never yodeled in a fountain that I know of.
Well, I don't know if you want to, but
Yeah, but I have screamed in the shower when somebody flushed the toilet. And it
well,
wasn't the
that's
robot toilet
understandable.
cleaner
That
either.
is
Yeah,
more
that's
than
right.
understandable, Paul. Yeah.
All right, I've got two. We've been talking about the heat all day. I've got two stories that'll cool you off here, and then we'll get to John's story here. The most popular summer treat at a roadside diner in Japan. Oh boy, get ready for this. Oyster infused ice cream. There's a
Oh
picture
boy.
of a cone
oh,
with
Whoa. Wow.
ice cream, oysters, raw oysters inside of it, mixed into the ice cream, topped with soy sauce. I can just
oh,
Some things in the food world just don't go together. I don't think
yeah.
any of those three ingredients go together at all.
oh,
I I think I think they came up with this. One of their new hires was walking across the beach to get to the store with a big tub of vanilla ice cream, and he tripped and fell, and there happened to be into the water, and there were some oysters in there, and he didn't want to throw it
Oh
away, and
my.
so that's how they came up with the idea. Because who would think ice cream,
It
oyster?
looks disgusting.
I know it's soy sauce. That sounds like a combination.
Yeah.
This is why in the United States they don't put Long John Silver's next door to a Dairy Queen because people would come up
Yeah.
more
It
these
just
dumb.
wouldn't work. It just would not
No,
work.
no. Although, John, if you added some blueberries to this, you could have a blue oyster cult sundae,
Oh,
right?
but you know what? I guess that's a little play on words again for that rock band that I used to follow.
There you go.
But
That's right. Yeah, one
but
more
I
there.
think but I think that still is not going to save this. In fact,
Okay.
nothing will save this, in my opinion.
Well, okay, maybe this will. Here's one more ice cream for you. So this is both of these are real ice cream. This one is in the United States. Some parts of the country are getting this ice cream to cool off with. It's called fried chicken ice cream.
Oh
That's, yes,
no.
it's a real thing, fried chicken ice cream. It's
Yeah.
butter maple flavored vanilla ice cream with a chocolate covered cookie bone on the inside. That's the bone there that you can see in the picture. And a crunchy crumble waffle shell that makes the whole thing look like a fried chicken leg. That's the one thing I will agree with. It does look like a fried chicken leg. I don't know if it tastes like one or even an ice cream chicken leg. John, does that appeal to you?
You know, I tell you what, quite frankly, I think that may be worth a try. But
Oh,
I
wow.
don't
Yeah.
know through a try, but that would be it then. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not going to say that all of a sudden I'm going to. I mean, so what part of the country is this going on in, Paul? Do you know?
All over the place. You can
Really? Is that
actually,
right?
I think you can
Nationwide?
have them shipped to Cleveland. Yeah.
Oh my
The
gosh.
Safeway grocery stores, if you can find one. I
Safeway,
don't think there's
okay.
one in the Cleveland
They're not
area,
in the
Bay
area
Area.
here, I don't think, Safeway. Right.
Or you can go to Siberia. In Siberia, if you drop a regular chicken leg, it immediately becomes a frozen ice cream chicken leg. So, uh,
Well, I don't want to go to that place to do that, so I don't think
no,
that's happening.
my first thought when I saw this, if your ice cream it tastes like fried chicken, you didn't lick your fingers enough before you went from your lunch to your ice
Well,
cream. Like,
that's of course if you had Kentucky Fried Chicken, I would think, right? I
yeah,
mean, it is, yeah,
yeah.
sure,
I
sure.
think that if you wanted to make a tub of this, there's before Ben and Jerry were Ben and Jerry, Ben had a different partner. His name was Harlan, and I think they were working on this. Before Harlan came up with KFC, they were working on a product. Ben and
Oh,
Harlan. Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, wow.
I
Yeah.
don't know if
No,
that's true or not.
terrible joke to end this one on, but
That's
that's what
okay.
I'm going
I'm
to
just
do.
gonna say I didn't know if
Uh,
that was true, and I guess it's a joke. So okay, all right.
like I said, yeah, that's right. This is a real product available. At least if you the name of the company is Ice Nova. So if you Google Ice Nova and go to their website, there's a list of you put your zip code in and it tells you all the places that you
Wow.
could protest for selling fried chicken. And on that note, let's get out of my segment of what in the world and get into what in the world of sports with John Donalo. Oh, every week I challenge John. John's my buddy from college. We met on at least the first or second day of school. We're fraternity brothers, been friends ever since. John knows more about trivia, certainly knows more about sports than anybody else I know. So I always challenge him every week. John, find us a sport that lives up to our motto, real sport, sometimes strange, always funny. John has an interesting twist to that challenge this week. Why don't you tell us about your interesting twist, John?
I'm
But
very happy to, Paul.
don't
Very happy
dance
to.
any interesting twist. That we don't want to see that. Just give us the interesting twist.
Yeah, I don't think you want to see an interesting twist from me. At any rate, we're now making a departure. For several months, several years, we've always had on What in the World of Sports, we've had weird and unusual sports. This week, we are now going to do and discuss weird or strange people in the world of sports.
Oh,
Let me explain. So if you think fireworks at baseball games, if you like fireworks at baseball games, there is one person you can thank, and that person is Bill Veeck, a unique sports figure, a member of the Baseball Hall of Fame, and the first owner to bring fireworks to a Major League Baseball game. William Lewis Veeck Jr. was also known as Sports Shirt Bill and Wild Bill. Bill Veeck was the last owner to purchase a baseball franchise without an independent fortune and was responsible for many innovations and contributions to baseball. As owner and team president of the Cleveland Indians in 1947, Veeck signed Larry Doby and integrated the American League. The following year, the Cleveland Indians won the World Series. While he owned the Indians, Veeck took advantage of the large size, of Cleveland Municipal Stadium, and he installed a portable center field fence which could move in or out depending on how the distance either favored his Indians against the opponents in a given series. Following the 1947 season, the American League stepped in and said, no, you can't do that. And there's a rule change that fixed the distance of an outfield wall. Now,
I remember hearing about that. Yeah, go ahead.
Sure. That's kind of interesting. From Cleveland, there's some relevance there. Now, some of Veeck's most memorable publicity stunts occurred during his tenure with his ownership of the St. Louis Browns. On August 19, 1951, he signed Eddie Goodell, who had dwarfism and stood 3 feet 7 inches tall. Goodell became the shortest person to appear in a Major League Baseball game when Veeck had him pinch hit in the bottom of the first inning of the second game of a doubleheader, and he was wearing, instead of a traditional number, 1/8 as his uniform number. Now, Goodell was walked on 4 straight pitches, and then he was taken out for a pinch runner. Veeck was also the first to have fireworks shows at games, starting with the Indians in 1947. On April 12, 1960, he introduced an exploding scoreboard at Comiskey Park to celebrate the White Sox home runs. And in 1979, he pulled his most memorable stunt, a disco demolition night where 50,000 fans showed up to watch a local DJ actually blow up disco records between games of a doubleheader. And unfortunately, that action resulted in a riot and also resulted in a forfeit to the visiting Detroit Tigers. Veeck sold his ownership interest in the Chicago White Sox after the 1980s season, and despite the disco demolition night, he was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame posthumously in 1991. As a Marine in World War II, he served 3 years in the Marine Corps. He lost a leg in battle and eventually wore a wooden leg, which he carved holes in and used as an ashtray. Yes, as an ashtray. So without a doubt, Bill Veeck was a true what in the world character.
Wow. Unbelievable. Yeah, to this day, we're talking about this, those things occurred in 1947, 1948. People in Cleveland still,
right.
People in Cleveland still talk about Bill Veeck. That's how much of an impact he had on
That's
Cleveland.
Exactly right, Paul and Karen and audience. Yeah, he did.
Like I said, that moving the fences, I've heard that story many times. The disco demolition, of course, we'll talk about that in a second. But I never heard, this was the best one, that I knew he had a wooden leg. I never heard that he drilled holes in it and used his leg as an ashtray. He would prop it up during meetings. And
well, yeah, I'll take it a step further, Paul. He not only did it in meetings, but actually in negotiating salaries with his players. So, I mean, he was looking for an effect, obviously, right? And obviously he would have gotten it, right? But and that was all unbeknownst to me. I mean, but what an interesting character. And I think that's one of the And there's a lot of things that are related, if I can interject here, on sports. Okay, I think people follow sports for a lot of reasons, but a lot of it are the characters, the coaches, the players, even fans, right? That have some kind of notoriety.
I
Yep.
think so. Yeah. So John is going to try to bring some more of those, interspersed with any weird sports we find. The story that everybody still talks about is Disco Demolition Night, which was in Chicago, and they. I think the problem was that not just the DJ, but I think fans started coming down on the field and helping to blow up.
Paul, that's exactly right. My understanding of that, because I have a recollection of it. I mean, again, from my perspective, but yeah, no, that's exactly right. And it really resulted in a riot, and they couldn't clear the field. So again, the home team forfeits that game because the visiting team doesn't have the opportunity to have a chance to play and to win the game. So yeah, that kind of blew up on them, so to speak. I had to say that.
Whoa!
Sorry, I had to say that. I'm sorry. I just had to say that.
That's it. Exactly. You know, so I don't remember remember us blowing up any disco records when we were in college. Disco was just getting started, if you remember back then, John. And
Sure, sure.
I do remember we tried to hold the world's first disco dance in our gymnasium at John Carroll University in University Heights, Ohio. Do you remember that?
No, I'll tell you, I'm really drawing a blank on that, Paul. I mean, really. I mean, it doesn't come to my mind. You have to explain
Well,
that.
it was, we didn't have much money. We knew that in order to have a disco dance, you needed a disco ball. Well, we had no money for a disco ball. So uh, John and I were charged with trying to find a suitable substitute for a disco ball. The only thing I could come up with, I got some aluminum foil and I put it on my head.
Oh my
And I
God.
kind of made this tells you a lot about me. I started wearing aluminum foil hats way back in my college days. But
Wow,
John
that's a long time
had the
ago.
right idea. Yeah, you did. You really had the right idea. And you charged me with a separate job. But what John did was he found a disco ball. We couldn't raise it to the ceiling.
Oh,
He wore it on his head. Yeah, there you go. And my
For
job,
some reason,
look at the nice suit he had on.
wait a
Yeah.
minute, for some ungodly reason, I don't remember any of that. I mean, I couldn't see out of it if I
You
had that
couldn't
on my
see.
head.
That's right.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
my job
Wow.
was to walk next to John with a flashlight. So that was the the light that shined on all the dancers.
Oh
And
my.
somehow we had a great time. I think we probably because we consumed adult beverages of the 3 chew beer variety. And
Oh
on that
yeah, for
note,
sure.
great story about Bill Veck, John. Thank you so much
Oh, thank
for
you. Thank you.
suggesting that. And I think that means we have reached the end of the news section of What in the World, and that means it's time for Bluff, the co-host, everybody's favorite weird news game. Okay, so great game, easy to play. All of you out there are contestants on What in the World. It's very simple. I have 3 news stories, similar to the ones we've been talking about all afternoon. One big difference: those news stories were real. These stories may be real, may be a bluff, and it's up to Karen, John, and all of you playing at home to decide real or bluff. Wagering is allowed, so place your bets. John and Karen, hands on the buzzer. Let's get right to story number 1. People who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, but rich people living in any kind of house in Texas can now throw snowballs. A company that used to install indoor spas and saunas has teamed up with a company that makes snow machines for ski resorts and is installing snow rooms in hot states like Texas so the sweaty rich can cool off. These reverse saunas will chill down to 12 degrees Fahrenheit and are programmed to make snow fall while the hot oil barons and tech moguls in Texas sit around, freeze, and gloat. If you have, if you have to ask how much they are, you can't afford a Texas snow room. But those who can are also putting them on their yachts. Forget ice fishing. That's some real icy fishing. Okay. So rich people in Texas found a company that will install a reverse sauna, a snow room where they can sit and be snowed on in the comfort of their own home. Real or bluff? Karen, we'll start with you.
um, I hope that this is a bluff, uh, because rich people, they could go to Alaska and enjoy the snow. So I'm going to say bluff.
Okay, Karen. Oh, Karen thinks rich people have more sense than that, so it's a bluff. John, how about you?
Yeah, I'm going to take a logical opinion on this one. And I'm going to agree with Karen. I mean, how do you, well, I guess you could create some kind of room where you have ice being produced, but why would you do that when you have air conditioning? That was my first thought. My first thought is if there's air conditioning, why do you need such a thing? And then when you put in the piece about the yacht, just not buying that one either. I think it's a bluff.
Oh, wow. Okay, so a well thought out answer there from John Denalo. John says it's a bluff. Karen says rich people have too much common sense. They would never do that. It also says it's a bluff. Let's check with the judges, and the judges say go to Texas where you can see houses with snow rooms in them. And
Wow.
you go to the Gulf, well, you wouldn't go to the Gulf, but go to Lake Conroe, for example, which I've been to in Texas, and you will see yachts with snow rooms installed on them.
Wow.
Yeah,
Paul, I have to look this up. After our show, I'm going to look
yeah,
this up on the internet.
by
That's
all
wild.
means. Yeah,
Wow.
more
Oh,
than one. Yeah, yeah. So
okay.
real thing,
All right.
real thing. Um, and by the way, having lived in Texas for 28 years, one of the things to do, despite the air conditioning, John, what people like to do, and us Clevelanders transplanted down there couldn't believe this. They turn the air conditioning up full blast, and then it's so cold they sit in bed underneath an electric blanket to warm up.
Oh.
Uh,
My
yeah,
God.
Wow. Wow. I would never think that would happen, but evidently
yes,
you know
yeah, that
about
was a
that.
common
So,
thing. My lovely
wow.
wife and I both scratched our heads when we heard that. Okay, so the score is
Okay.
still 0-0. Sounds like a World Cup soccer score. Let's get right to story number two. The band Three Dog Night is on the last of its four legs, but a dog trainer in California has created the best Three Dog Night cover band by using three actual dogs. Three Real Dogs Night began when the trainer noticed her Australian Shepherd banging the pedal on her son's bass drum and actually keeping the beat with a song on the radio. She found another long haired mutt at the local kennel who she trained to pluck a guitar with its teeth. When her other shepherd began to howl along, the band was complete. She named them after her dad's favorite band and takes them to local festivals, where she plays Three Dog Night music while they bang, strum, and howl along. She says she's not a liar when she says the real Three Dogs Night band brings joy to the world. Okay, so what an animal trainer who in California who has trained dogs to play along and howl along to songs by Three Dog Night and calls them Three Real Dogs Night. Real or bluff? John, this time we start with you.
I'm going to say it's a bluff because I cannot envision dogs behaving like this. I mean, dogs are bright animals, and I get all that, right? But I don't see how they could carry a tune or follow music. I just don't think it's possible. But I've been surprised more than once on this show. But I'm going to say it's a bluff.
Okay, John says it's a bluff. Karen, how about you?
Stanley, I think it's a real. I can
Oh,
see some woman doing this and having the dogs not being very tuneful. Yeah, I'm going to say it's real.
Oh,
okay. So Karen says that Three Real Dogs Night is a real story. John says it's a bluff. Let's check with the judges. And the judges say, okay, the score's 1-0 in favor of John. That is a bluff.
Thank
Uh,
God.
if it was real, they would have been on America's Got Talent already. However, John,
well, there'd be a different category then. You'd have to have animal category, not
well,
just
no,
a human
no, it's
category.
talent is talent on that show.
Oh, yeah, I
You
guess that's how
obviously
they viewed
haven't
it, I
watched them.
guess.
There are
Right, I
some,
guess.
yeah, there's some very talented animal trainers on that show. But I haven't seen Three Real Dogs Night yet. Maybe now we will with the suggestion planted by What in the World. Okay, scores 1-0. But points are doubled in round number two. That means Karen can come roaring back like Spain will against France in the World Cup, or who knows? But that's happening right now, so everybody knows what the score is already as they're listening to this.
If they're
So
listening or watching, right? Yeah,
ignore
sure,
what I
sure.
said. Yeah. Let's
Oh,
get right
Paul.
to story number 3. If you went to summer camp as a kid and would like to relive those fun days without actually going again, a fragrance company has a new line of summer camp body sprays just for you. If you miss hanging out indoors with your friends who don't want to be at summer camp either, you'll want the sweat with no AC cabin spray. If you like swimming but burned easily, try a mix of the sunscreen and aloe vera sprays. For those who like to sleep in tents, there's sprays that smell like mosquito repellent, bear repellent, and antihistamine cream. And of course, every camp fan will want to go to bed smelling like burnt hot dogs and marshmallow spray. Summer camp body sprays are only available in the summer, so stock up also for those fall and winter months when you want to smell like anything but Christmas trees and pumpkin spice. Okay, so a company has come out with summer camp body sprays for people, for adults who want to smell like they did when they were kids at summer camp. Real or bluff? Karen, back to you.
This better be a bluff because it's you just like ruined my dinner appetite tonight.
Whoa, okay. Whew. Sorry about that. Okay, so Karen says it's a bluff. John, how about you?
No, I agree with Karen. I think this is a bluff. I mean, it seems strange that someone would do this. I mean, why would you want to recreate those kind of experiences with spray? I mean, again, anything's possible, takes all kinds. I know all those things, right? But I'm just going to say it's a bluff. Hope
John
it's a
says
bluff. Karen and I both hope
it
it's a bluff.
John says it seems strange. John, you do realize what the theme of our show is.
Yeah.
I know it's strange things that occur and all that. I get that with the theme, but well, just this doesn't connect. I'm beside myself on this one.
Okay, all right. He's besides himself. Karen is just sick to her stomach, so we better move on and give you the score. The judges say you are both correct. That is a bluff,
All
which means,
right.
Yes.
yeah, that John is the winner this week. Hey, congratulations, John.
Well, thanks.
Good, John.
Karen's always a worthy opponent, and you always have these tough experiences or these tough scenarios that you present. Um,
I think
it's
those were tough stories this week. Yeah, I
I
agree.
thought so. I thought so. We'll see what happens for next week. But I'm glad
Yeah,
that they was able to get the victory. So good. Thank you.
that's right. So
Not so much
John
at
doesn't
Karen's
have.
expense, but yeah.
There you
So
go. You don't have to do the flashcards this week, so
no
you got plenty of
flashcards.
time
That's
to work
great.
on
No
another
flashcards.
story. Yeah.
Well, if I work on another
Uh,
story and won't have to worry about the flashcards. That's great.
there you
Great.
go. That's right. Okay, well, we have reached the end of another episode of What in the World. I want to thank Karen Hale, our producer, co-host, media mogul at newclevelandradio.net. Thank you, Karen, for everything you do for our show. You're our liaison with Channel 13, finding us great sponsors like Beer Belly Grill and Bigfoot Landscaping, and also wait, I'll read it here. Yes, I can coaching with Karen.
You want to be precise. You want to be precise.
Yes, I can coaching with Karen. So thanks again. Please go to newclevelandradio.net and check out all the great podcasts that Karen has there, plus more information on her coaching services. And I also want to thank my old buddy, our co-host, color commentator, host of What in the World of Sports, John Donalo. John puts up with me every week and keeps coming back for more, and I really appreciate it, John.
You're welcome, Paul. And again, let's make sure that our audience is aware of the fact that there'll be a departure. We're not sure when, away from the weird sport to maybe the unique character in sports.
Yep, yeah, weird people sports. Weird people in sports, yeah. Well, and we're not going to let you know either. We're going to surprise you. And by you, I mean the most important people, and those are all of the people listening to our podcast. You're the reason why we do it every week. We hope you have as much fun listening as we do, putting it together and presenting it to you. This is my favorite hour of the week. I have a lot of fun doing it. I know Karen and John feel the same way. The reason why we do it, laughter is the best medicine. an hour of laughter once. You should be laughing more. And for that, we have a whole library of What in the World podcasts for you.
I couldn't agree with you, Paul. I couldn't agree with you more. And I know Karen has the same viewpoint too. So let's make sure we just listen up, audience. Listen up.
There you go. So everybody be cool, stay cool, and stay funny, stay full of laughter, and we'll see you next week on What in the World. Karen, any last thoughts?
No, just have a great
All
week,
right.
everybody.
Great.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.